Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I have had the Hot Toys Predator 2 figure for quite a few years, pretty much since it came out, and I've always been aware of the fact that the armor is way too dark. These are some reference pictures of the real suit from Predator 2, the City Hunter Predator, and here is the Hot Toys figure, 1/6 scale. I just snatched these off Google, and sorry I can't give credit to the person who took that picture and this one. But fine pictures, people, and just wanted to use them as reference. So very dark armor, and I never really thought to repaint it myself until today. Just Sunday, had something to eat, and then thought, you know what, I'm gonna see if I've got any gold paint and do some repainting on the armor. And it wasn't a full repaint, more of a dry brush situation. This is the figure before I did anything to it. But I'm excited to bring it to you, this video, because I think quite a few of you out there, it's not the hardest thing to do. Just be careful, and if you've got any experience dry brushing, it's no problem at all. So yeah, here is the figure before, and definitely needed it now that I look at it. I mean, the difference. I've got the finished figure beside me now. It's amazing. It's one of my absolute favorite figures now. If I did a top 5 figure video for any scale, I think he'd be in there. Whereas before I did this, he wouldn't have been in there. But I do love Predator 2, and I do love the City Hunter look. Here's some before footage of the biomask. Yeah, there's some slight tones on there when you move it around in the light, but it's still really dark. But I've always loved this biomask. Now the next thing I show you is the paints that I'm using. So we've got some gold and a bit of brown to mix in just to darken it a little bit. Didn't want to go on with just the pure gold. That would have been a bit harsh. There's the head sculpt. Not doing anything with that. Just showing it for some reason. There it is. Damn shame Hot Toys didn't, do a better job with the accuracy on that head sculpt. It's basically a retooled Shadow Predator head, I think, if that's the name of it. But the original Predator 2 City Hunter figures had much more accurate head sculpts. Yeah, one last look at the stock armor, and I tested things out on the the combi stick, his spear. So these are all the things I'm going to be dry brushing. If you've never dry brushed before, and even if you've done it once or twice, maybe YouTube dry brushing and just watch a couple of videos. Here's the results of the test on the spear. Came out really good. Just dry brushing over the surface, back and forth, gently catching all of the raised sections and just making it look a little bit more detailed. And I don't even know if that's supposed to look like that, but I just decided to test it on the spear. I like the results. There's his neck gun. Did it on that too. It came out pretty good. And I need to fix a situation with his knee pads, which we'll see towards the end of the video. I haven't solved that yet. I've got an idea, but I wanted to focus on just repainting. So here is the results. I did a little bit more after I shot this, but this is after I did the dry brushing on the biomask, and I was really, really blown away by this, because you've still got the dark tone all the way underneath, but it just gives it even more depth, and I just love the way it just caught the surface. Look at that. Here's some before footage again, just to remind you how it looked before I did anything. Very dark, and then boom, gorgeous, beautiful. I was really excited when I saw that when I did it, because I knew that the whole thing was going to really come together. So I've only done the spear and the biomask at this point. But yeah, let me know what you think. Well, wait until you see the whole thing, but I was very surprised it took me this long to do this. And here we go, that's the armor done. Oh man, I love it. Now I don't know if this is 100% accurate. I noticed in some of the reference pictures the biomask seems to be a lighter tone than his actual armor on his body, but either way, I just went over the surfaces of the armor here with the dry brushing technique just to bring it all out. And I love the way it looks on the wrist gauntlets. Oh, and this came out beautiful. His smart disc, did the little dry brushing on that, just caught all the surface. Look at that. It just made it look like a totally awesome piece. Now, I never cared about this accessory much. I couldn't be bothered to get him to hold it. It doesn't stay on his leg very well. Never really paid attention to it, but since I've done that to it, I'm going to have to find a pose for him holding his smart disc. Look at the way it caught the details on the arm as well. That is gorgeous. Lovely. So, oh, and I rewatched Predator 2 with my girlfriend who'd never seen the film before. I watched that yesterday. I guess that's what kind of triggered all this. But I hadn't seen it in a long time, and yeah, you know, the Predator stuff holds up great, especially the last kind of half an hour of the movie. Badass. But yeah, there's a little reminder before. Very dark, just one tone, just dark brown, and now boom, look at that. That is gorgeous. Let me know what you think. I am very, very happy with this. Man, just never occurred to me to do it before. There's my arm. That's the dry brushing thing. I just, you know, you get off most of the paint off the brush on, you know, maybe not your arm. That's probably not the best thing to do, but that's what I do. And then with barely any paint on the brush, you just skim the surface, and it's called dry brushing. But definitely check out a YouTube video or two on dry brushing before you attempt something like this, just to know what to do, you know. That makes sense. And have a look at the bow mask. Oh, look at this on, oh, with the dreads. Look at that. Jesus. Yeah, this was the moment. I mean, I knew it was looking good, but I don't know, there's people who know more than me about this particular look saying, oh, the tone's not right or the color's not right, but I know all that. But just for me, like, considering how it looked before there, you know, it's just like a new figure now, man. It is. Look at that. Beautiful. To me, anyway. You know, I'm just being honest. I'm so happy with how that turned out. It looks gorgeous. I need to do some research on his eyes, the visors. Are they meant to be mesh? I think they probably are. But I think Hot Toys just did it like a flat, kind of plasticky, reflective surface. But that's another project for another time. Oh, and I finally solved the hand. The only hand he has to hold onto his spear was always barely gripping it, and it just flopped around in his hand. So I just used my heat gun to heat up his hand, squashed it together like he had a fist, and then I put it in ice cold water, and it just stayed like that. And I actually had to pry his fingers open to get the spear in his hand. He's holding that so tight. So he's finally holding onto his spear nice and tight. That's no longer going to bug me. The only thing left to solve now is the knee pads. I'll show you them a little bit later. Oh, and I used EBA blood on the skull and spine, which I attached to his back, like when he's climbing up the building. EBA blood is quite expensive, but they use it in Hollywood movies, man. It's like real professional fake blood. And yeah, I might put a few more layers of that on him, on the skull. I believe that's wasn't that oh bugger, what's his name? Bill Paxton, bless him, R.I.P. The great Bill Paxton. Was that his skull and spine? No, it's some before that, wasn't it? Oh, anyway, with the blood spray from the mask rehauls. Pay no attention to the mask on the right. That's not even 50% finished yet. It's just something I'm working on. But yeah, the blood spray in the back is quite a nice effect for the Predator standing there. And is this everything done? I think at a certain point I remembered that I didn't put his neck gun back on his leg, so that might be coming up. Dreads are awesome on this one. But yeah, I got Predator fever, folks. I watched Prey again this morning, because another film my girlfriend hadn't seen, and I'm making her watch all the Predator stuff, all the good ones anyway. And yeah, it's just, I'm not in a mad rush to get the Prey Predator figure wise, but I do want one eventually. I'm really into the Jungle Hunter again and this City Hunter. Those are the two I'm really just into at the moment. I'm still waiting for my NECA quarter scale City Hunter, this version of the Predator. and I can't wait to get that, review it, and see what mods might need to be done to that one. Maybe just basically do a similar thing I've done here. We'll see. It looks great right out of the box, the NECA quarter scale City Hunter, so I look forward to that turning up soon. Oh, and I also did the dry brushing to his medikit there and his shoulder plasma caster, or shoulder cannon, whatever you call it. So I did the same on there, just gave it more detail. It just looks better as far as detail goes, and it just brings out the sculpt and makes it look a little bit more high end, I think. And I love the subtlety there on the gauntlet on the side. Yeah, I just absolutely love it. Now, it goes to some outdoor footage. Natural light, just to show you. See, it's nice and subtle. It's not like I painted him gold or anything, you know? Like, if you're standing at a regular viewing distance, it's close to how it was before, but just more, you know? Just everything's just sharper, and just that little highlight, you know? It's really, really doing something for the figure, you know, to me. Love the biomask, love the gauntlets, the shoulder armor. Wasn't sure what to do about the kind of bit that covers his groin. There's just a reminder of how it looked again before I did anything. But yeah, I did it anyway over the groin flappy thing there. Slightly, not as much as I did on the armor, just a little bit, just to catch the edges, just to bring out the detail. Didn't do anything to his actual body, his skin. I don't think I ever will, really. Outdoor footage of the skull and spine. Like I said, I might do a few more layers of EBA blood on that, just to make it look even more gnarly. Yeah, skin looks good. Got plenty of little dots and detail on there. I just used a little black twisty tie to get the spine to hang there. It's easily done. And now I think I'm going to be, yes, that's it. The footage of the dreaded knee pads, the elastic that holds them on his leg. You can see how baggy and loose it is. It's pointless. I have to use blue tack at the moment to get them to stay on. So I've got an idea, maybe like cutting, well, I'll worry about that later. But for now, visually, he's standing there. He's finished-ish. I'll come back to it. But let me know what you think, guys. But don't forget to drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram at DeanKnight333, and on Facebook too, and share this video around with other Predator fans, people who collect these figures. It might help them out and inspire them to do the same. It's not hard to do, this particular customization, modification, whatever you want to call it. Bit of dry brushing, job done. Beautiful. Look at that. Honestly. I shouldn't say it because I did it, but I'm blown away. I love the way the figure looks now. Oh man, it's beautiful. Alright folks, I hope you're all doing good. I hope you're all enjoying the hobby, and great to be part of this massive worldwide community of collectors, man. It's a beautiful thing. I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Bye bye.